Good morning, all. It's Wednesday morning. I'm starting this early on Wednesday because we're supposed to be having thunderstorms this afternoon, and I don't know if I'll have electric or whatever. But yes, I did prime these with that Army paint black primer. It really covers, but it's really a rich black. It's just a little bit too black for me. Normally, if this was just a building, I would just take my chalks, powders, or pastels, whatever you want, and just dull it down. But with all these little grooves and everything in here, that would be kind of tough. So I think I'm going to have to break out the airbrush and I'll mix up some off-white or real light gray, water it down, and see if we can just dust this a little bit to take some of that rich blackness out of it. And then I'll go back over and we can put rust on it and so forth, and what else we're going to do with it. So I'm going to put this to the side for today because, like I said, it's going to be raining all this afternoon, so I'm not going to really be doing the airbrushing unless I do it in the back part of the garage. I'll see. But so we're going to put that aside, and we're going to go back on the coal mine. My LEDs did come in yesterday, and so we can start putting these on. Just to give you a little backdrop on my warped mind, even when I was just a wee lad, seen somebody's platform. My uncle used to have it used to be an O gauge. He had a huge thing, and they had lights back then, especially in O gauge, the big plastic buildings and stuff. They used to put the Christmas bulb lights in there, and you have to watch because they get real hot. They would sometimes melt the walls or the ceiling. But the only thing I always never liked about it, I liked all the lights or anything, but you look in the window, you see the bulb. It's like this blaring at you. Just never liked that. So when I put my lighting in, I try to put it so when it's on the platform and you're looking at it, if you look into the windows, you're not going to see the lamp. I like the effects of the lamp, but I don't want to see the lamp. I don't want to be looking in a window. It looks like there's a car headlight coming out at you. Sometimes you can't get away with it, but that's basically what I try to do. So with this one, since this basically is the front and the side, the way it's going to kind of be faced like this. So these are this side and this side is the ones you're going to see the most. This is basically on the back in here. So what I'm going to do is this one, I'm going to put in here, let that shine, and try to put the light going through here. And then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put this floor in here, and then I'm going to put another light here, so the same thing, it kind of washes this way. I could put it on the roof, but it just kind of shines down and takes it bright. So I'm going to try it anyhow. We'll see. We'll have to test and see. These LEDs I have here, these are called chip. They're basically next to the largest size on this type of LED from the company I get them from. They're pretty bright. Engaged, they should be really good. But I was going to put a light here so it shines this way, but I don't know if this is a pretty big area. I don't know if how much this is going to light it. So they do have one other big size. I think it's called Deca or something like that. And you can see that it is bigger. I might put that here so that kind of washes this whole thing here. If I have to, I may have to put these on a dimmer. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. The HO platform, all the lights are on a dimmer. A lot of them I didn't really need to put it on a dimmer, but I put everything on a dimmer so I could play around with it. I do adjust some I don't like real bright, so forth. Just a preference. So let's get some of these on here before it starts to rain and thunder and all that jazz. So I'm going to take some CA super glue, whatever you want to call it. Sorry for the camera angle, just kind of tucked in here. It's hard to going to be able to photograph it. It's the part I don't like because sometimes I can't get it to glue. It don't glue on. Just broke another piece off my building. Yeah, that's not going to glue. I think I'll go to my other one. On my G buildings, they were all scratch built, my own design. Of course, there you used landscaping bulbs and so forth. They were bigger, but I usually just use hot glue to glue the lamps on and glue the wires around. I think I'm going to try it on this because it's so small and try to get in there for this thing to hold. I'll just we'll put some hot glue on it. So I'm going to take a break, get the hot glue gun out, get that warmed up, and I'll be right back in a jiffy. All right, we're back. Glue gun is hot. Put a little dab in here. Now this company doesn't suggest using hot glue on their lights. So when I do use it, I try not to get the hot glue on the lamp itself, on the LED. I try to get it just on the wire. The thing I don't like about hot glue is all these strings you get all over the place. It takes you days to get it all off. And it's not the cleanest job either. I don't know if you can see that or not. Alright, I bent that up because I want to put this way. These strings. I'm going to glue it to this roof, or this floor, I should say. There we go. Okay, that'll go there. I'm not going to glue it on that floor yet because I want to try to wire all these temporary, twist them together and see how it looks before I start getting anything permanent. All right, let's take this big deco one. Put that up there. Put enough glue on it. There we got it. Strings. Put that down there. And like I said, once I get all these lights in, if everything works, then I'll glue or whatever I got to do to hide these wires. That's the other thing. I don't like having wires down here where you see it. Even though I'm going to spray this whole building with the matte clear, and it'll fog those windows because there's no interior. I don't really want, when it's lit, be able to look inside the windows and see nothing in here. So I want to try to fog them, but I still don't want the wires. Probably on that gauge, you could probably get away with it. You're probably not going to see anything. But when you start getting up into the bigger scales like G, O, even HO, I try to hide the wires so you don't see if you happen to look in the window. It just kind of takes away from the effect. I know it's not real, but you try to do as, I try to do as best I can to make it as realistic as I can at my skill level. All right, so this should pretty much, hopefully, we'll do this floor, this section of the building. All right, let's get another chip LED. And we'll do the same. I'll put that here so it kind of, the light will wash into this way. All right, there's that one if you can see it. You can or not. All right. I'm going to sneak that out of there. Be close, but I should still be able to twist them. Okay, hopefully that's going to do that. think I should put one in here. Maybe I'm going to glue that on the roof. Let that just shine down. I think we'll do that. Down here. Maybe the same thing. I'll get the roof, we'll glue one on there. That'll hit that side, at least these windows here, which we'll be able to see. And this side you really don't see too much, so I might not have to worry about that. Alright, I'm going to take a pause, find these two roof panels, and I'll be right back again. Alright, I'm back. Now let's take this bad boy. Okay, this is the top. This is the top here. And I'm going to put up here. I will do probably something like this. Something like this. I'll put it right about there. And it'll be near the top. Maybe I should come down this way. Put this more in the middle. This wire's the top, will come that way so we won't see it dangling down there. Right at the moment. Alright. And a little overkill with the glue, but not the best glue gun out there, and it's old. I used that one probably. That's it. Did yeah, I think the whole HO platform. All the glue I did on that. Just that I hate the string. It gets everywhere. All right. So that'll go in there like that. And then we have this one. All right, what is the top? Which one's the bottom? This is the, all right, this is the top. Yeah, okay. So, all right, probably do the same thing here. I just put it up here near the top. Let it come down. All right, that's the top. It's a little sticky. All right. Now I'm going to try to, I don't know if I want to glue these roof panels on or not yet, but they're going to fall off when I flip it over to try to twist these wires on. What to do there? And that'll be there. Yeah, they're going to fall off, that's for sure. Alright, now comes the fun part. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. And there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I got 3 here right now. Look at this. I don't know what to do with this. You know what? I have like this strip caulking. I use a lot of times I put around the base of buildings just so the light doesn't come through, and I kind of hold the building on if I don't want to glue them on. I got some in the back shop. I think I'll get that. I'll just put a dab in here just to hold it. This way, if I have a problem, I can take the roof panels off and without having them glued on there. So, be right back. Sorry to keep paused like this. Being a newbie at this thing, I'll get my act together. But hold on. All right, I think we'll wrap up this video. It's getting kind of long. In the next video, we will finish up the LED lights in the coal mine. We'll put them finished on the inside, the outside, and we'll get the bridge airbrushed and see how we go. I want to thank everybody for viewing. Hopefully you got something out of it with some enjoyment. If you could, please hit the subscribe button, and if you did like it, if you could hit the like button, it would help us a long way to survive in this YouTube channel. So with that, until the next time we meet.